Let's give example 3 a try. It says evaluate the limit as x approaches negative infinity of x squared over e to the negative x. So let's think about this. The limit is x squared. If we approached negative infinity, because it's squared, it's still approaching positive infinity, right? And now we have e to the negative x, and then we're plugging in negative infinity. So that would be like e to the positive x, right? Because we're plugging in negative numbers. A negative negative is a positive. And so it would be like going to positive infinity. So again, this entire thing would be going to positive infinity and over infinity. So that is also our indeterminate form, and that allows us to use L'Hopital's rule. So using L'Hopital's rule, what we know is this is equal to the limit as x approaches negative infinity of the derivative of the top. Well, the derivative of x squared would be 2x. And then the derivative of the bottom, well, the derivative of e to the negative x, copy and paste, would be e to the negative x. But then you need the derivative of the numerator. The derivative of negative x is negative 1. So I'm just going to put the negative out in front there. Or if you want to see it a little more clearly, maybe you could write it as the limit as x approaches negative infinity of negative 2x over e to the negative x. Well, we start going in here and evaluating this. And if we looked at this again, 2x as x goes to negative infinity, or you could look at it as negative 2x as x goes to negative infinity, would go to positive infinity. And again, e to the negative x we know also goes to positive infinity, so we get indeterminate form again. So what do? We use L'Hopital's rule again. You could use L'Hopital's rule as many times as you want. So we have the limit as x goes to negative infinity. We have to take the derivative of this. The derivative of negative 2x would be a, well, it doesn't matter. I can keep the negative out there. So, the derivative of 2x would just be a 2. And then the derivative of e to the negative x, we already said, was e to the negative x, but then it was times the negative 1. So the negatives are actually going to cancel here. And I'm just going to write that as positive 2 over e to the negative x. Okay? So what happens as we look at this one now? Well, e to the negative x is, as x goes to negative infinity, we know this goes to positive infinity. So the number on bottom is getting huge, absolutely huge. What does that do to the fraction? The overall fraction then has to approach the number 0. If the denominator is getting bigger and bigger and the numerator is fixed, this must approach the number 0. So the limit as x approaches negative infinity of x squared over e to the negative x must be 0. Again, we could verify this on our calculator using the table feature, but on the test, I do need to see you use L'Hopital's rule. Only use the table feature on your calculator to verify. I will not accept any solutions that uses the calculator to get the answer, only to verify your answers. Okay? Let's look at the next one. It says evaluate the limit as x approaches infinity of e to the negative x times the square root of x. Well, e to the negative x would approach 0, as e to the negative x as x approaches infinity. If you remember what the graph looks something like that right there. It approaches 0. And then the square root of x looks something like that right there, would actually approach infinity. So the question is, what is 0 times infinity? And the gut reaction is, most people would like to say, okay, that is equal to 0. And the answer is, no, it's not. This is actually an indeterminate form. You can't multiply 0 times a number that doesn't exist. Okay? Very, very complicated, but that's how it is. So, what do we have to do? Well, because it's in this format, we can't use, let me write this, but can't use L'Hopital's rule yet. Why can't we use L'Hopital's rule yet? Because it's not written properly. Remember, L'Hopital's rule only works in the cases where you have 0 over 0 or infinity over infinity, positive or negative, right? So what we have to do is rewrite this so it gives us the form of L'Hopital's rule. So let's look at the limit as x approaches infinity of, well, how could I rewrite this? Well, isn't e to the negative x, that negative exponent, couldn't we throw it into the denominator? So in other words, couldn't we say this is the same thing as the square root of x over e to the x, throwing it into the denominator and making the power positive on that e to the x? And notice now if we did this, square root of x goes to infinity, and e to the x goes to infinity. Now we can use L'Hopital's rule because we are in the proper indeterminate form. Once again, L'Hopital's rule only works if you show that it's equal to 0 over 0 or infinity over infinity. So now using L'Hopital's rule, this is the limit as x approaches infinity of, well, what's the derivative of the square root of x? It would be 1/2 x to the negative 1/2, right? And then what's the derivative of e to the x? It's simply e to the x. So let's clean this up. This is the limit as x approaches infinity of, well, all there would be on top is a 1, right? Then we'd have 2 times the square root of x times e to the x, all on the bottom. Now let's think about what happens as x goes towards infinity. This square root of x goes towards infinity, the e to the x goes towards infinity, so the entire denominator goes towards infinity. If the entire denominator goes towards infinity and the numerator is fixed, so you're getting a bigger and bigger number on bottom, same number on top, this entire thing has to approach a value of 0. Okay? So there's our limit right there using L'Hopital's rule. The big thing to note on this one, again, is you cannot initially use L'Hopital's rule. You can only use L'Hopital's rule when it is in one of the forms 0 over 0 or infinity over infinity.